Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and today I'm going to tell you what my supplement routine is. I have people ask me all the time, what do you take? When do you take it? What's your source? Where do you get it? And what it is that you do? And it's something that's evolved over the years. It's not something that I all of a sudden just said, oh, I need to start taking some supplements. So the little list that I'm going to give you is just something that's evolved for me over time, long periods of time, and it really works for me. Now, I do believe there are some supplements that are good for everyone, no matter if you're an 18-year-old or an 80-year-old, or if you are a man or a woman or whatever race you are. I think we all need some things that are similar because we are part of the human race. So the very first supplement that I want you to think about is food. So think about food as your supplement. This is supplements you while you're building your body, while you're building your health, okay? So you are $1 million racehorse. Think of it that way. If you were to treat yourself as if you had just purchased $1 million racehorse, would you go through fast food? Would you get junk food? Would you eat candy bars? Would you drink soda? Ever? Would you ever give $1 million racehorse even one soda? Okay, if you really think about it on that terms, you know, your $1 million racehorse can't perform for you in work, in business, in your relationships, in your sleep, in your exercise, if you're just feeding yourself crap. It's nearly impossible to perform on the level that we need to perform unless we're giving our bodies the right nutrition. That should be your very first thought when it comes to supplementation. So maybe you're thinking, oh, I can't afford all the supplements. Well, you know what? Afford really good food, and you're going to be way ahead of the learning curve. And then as you get started and as you start learning, you know what your body needs, then one at a time start adding some supplements. So here's basically what I do. In the morning, I always take a really good enzyme. Now, I use it from a company called E3 Live. I'm not an affiliate for them, but I've been taking their enzyme for about 4 or 5 years. And our body needs enzymes. And I'm not going to go into the whole reason that you need enzymes. Look it up. Google it. So some of these things I'm going to throw at you, maybe make some notes and look it up later. And you'll see exactly why you need enzymes. So I never skip. I usually do enzymes in the morning, and I do enzymes either at my night meal or right before I go to bed, because it's a reparative thing right before I go to bed. I also never skip a day of doing some form of a probiotic. So we need beneficial bacteria. My best way to get it is through food. I make my own fermented veggies, so that's a really easy way to get your very best high quality probiotics. And if I don't get it in my food, I do have a supplement that's in my fridge that I will take. And when I travel, I usually will do like a fermented drink like kombucha or something like that, which gives me some really good beneficial bacteria to help keep my body running smooth. It's kind of a first line of defense. Besides, you know, we all think, oh, my brain is not clear, but your digestive system, especially in your gut where all of your beneficial bacteria live, is really critical for good health. So I don't skip a day with a really good form of a probiotic. And you know what? Your commercial yogurts don't count. They're usually full of chemicals and preservatives and not a really good or a full source of a really good probiotic. So take a look at the probiotic that you're doing and make sure that you're at a good source in. Now, about 15 years ago, I added 4 superfoods to my diet. And about 5 years ago, I brought them into my product line because I just had so many people ask me what I do. And it's been, you know, over the years, what do you do? What do you do for your good health? And what do you do to stay healthy and feeling good? And I would tell them, and then it would be like, well, can I get them from you? And it was always no. So these 4 things I'm going to tell you about next are things that I've been taking for many years, almost 16 years, but I've only had them available in our product line for about 5. So the number 1 thing in this list is turmeric with black pepper. Now, your body loves turmeric. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory, it's a powerful anti-cancer, powerful antioxidant, but your body can't absorb turmeric without 2 things. Number 1 is black pepper. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine. Piperine releases an enzyme in your liver that helps your body absorb and assimilate turmeric by about 2,000%. And then also turmeric needs fat. It's fat soluble, so it needs its friend. It needs its friend called fat. Hopefully it's a healthy fat, like coconut oil, avocados, even olive oil drizzled on a salad or something will give you a healthy fat. Even an unhealthy fat will give you the ability to have turmeric absorb into your body, but try to make it a healthy fat if you can. So turmeric. Spirulina. Now spirulina is what's known as a superfood, and a lot of vegans and vegetarians really are aware, especially if they are not eating anything that's going to give them their B vitamins, which you get from animal proteins. Spirulina is got all your complete B vitamins, amino acids, and it's very high in protein, which is a really good plant-based source of protein. So spirulina is just such a powerful superfood that I added it into my diet about 15 or 16 years ago. And it's just what I travel with. I travel with all of these things. So spirulina. Now the third thing in this is broken cell wall chlorella. Now it's CHLORELLA. And you need to make sure that your source is broken cell wall, because this chlorella organism or plant is very, very tough, and it doesn't do any good when it goes into your body unless the cell wall has been broken. Now, chlorella is what's known as a chelator. A chelator goes into your body and attaches to heavy metals. Like if you have any silver in your teeth, amalgam fillings, every time you bite, every time you chew, you're getting mercury vapors that when you get a heavy metal in your body doesn't know what to do with it except for store it. And the best place for it to store is in your brain, in the fatty tissue of your brain. So metals are what's known as neurotoxins, and that means toxic to your brain. And dementia, Alzheimer's, brain fog, if you're experiencing any of those things, you would be very, very well on your way to adding a good supplement if you added broken cell wall chlorella. And I got all my silver removed when I was about 39 and 40, and that's when I researched it heavily, and don't skip a day on heavy metals. Now, if you are good on you don't have any silver, if you're good on making sure you don't have a lot of heavy metals, because you can actually go get a test that will tell you what your level of metals are in your body. So the last part of that is deodorant. If you're using an antiperspirant with aluminum, it's the same thing. It's a heavy metal. And if you just haven't gotten to the point where you can stop that, then you need to make sure you're taking chlorella. Now, the fourth thing in this little group that I travel with, I don't miss most of my stuff. But this is a product we make called Heart Love. And it started out as just cayenne pepper, but there's a lot of people who have a hard time with cayenne pepper. When the capsule breaks open in your stomach, it's hot, it feels uncomfortable, it feels like you kind of have a heartburn going on down there. And it really, cayenne is so nourishing for your digestion, metabolism. The thing I love most about it is how amazing it is for your heart. It's what's known as a vasodilator. So it prevents not just heart disease, but blood clots. It's such an amazing herb for heart health. So besides the exercise and the other nutrition that we know is good for our heart, my favorite supplement is cayenne pepper for your heart. Now we add cinnamon to this blend because cinnamon is also really, really good for your heart. And then slippery elm is added into this supplement for a few reasons, but the main reason is that it has a compound in it called mucilage, which goes in and kind of coats your stomach and helps your body not have the intense heat when that capsule breaks open. Plus it has some blood cleansing properties. Slippery elm is an amazing plant that just goes so beautifully in that formula. So I do those usually 2 to 3 times a day. I'll do those with meals, those 4. Now in the middle of the afternoon, I do a brain support. It's an herb, it's a plant, it's got 8 plants in it that are the whole part of the plant, and they give you mental clarity, focus. It's actually a product that we make called Brain Glow. But mental clarity, focus, and for me, especially the age that I'm getting to be, it's all about prevention. You know, I'm all about dementia prevention. I don't want to have memory issues when I get older. You know, I want to be able to recognize my kids and grandkids when I see them. So to me, that's really, really important. And I take a zinc. Depends on, I've done different sources of zinc but I think zinc is really important. Sometimes I'll do an iodine supplement. I do sometimes vitamin D in the winter. I have a tanning bed that gives me the vitamin D, the UVA, UVB rays that provide vitamin D just like the sun does. Vitamin D is something you should go to your doctor and get your levels tested to see exactly what you need. Now, vitamin D is actually a steroid hormone. It's actually not a vitamin. It's technically a hormone. And the best way for your body to get vitamin D is on your skin. The sun hits your skin and it produces vitamin D. Think about how you feel when you're on vacation. You feel so much better because you're getting sunshine, besides the fact that you're relaxing and you're having stress relief. But vitamin D is a feel-good vitamin. It's a prevention vitamin. To me, it's cancer prevention, heart disease prevention. You know, vitamin D is very, very important, but you do need to get your levels tested. It's a very simple test, and you can see exactly how much vitamin D you need. So if you're going to supplement with a capsule, then at least you'll know exactly how much you need to take instead of just taking it randomly. Now, there are things that I do during the year on top of that. Things like I do a parasite cleanse twice a year. I do a blood cleansing herbs randomly throughout the year. So I do things to really supplement what I do. But in a nutshell, that's kind of it. And it might seem like a complicated routine, but it's something that's really dialed in for me at this point. And again, your first supplementation is your nutrition. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for listening. If you have questions, let me know. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.